All right, Broncos country, here's the defensive film review against the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to look at the bad that happened early on, and then there was a lot of good afterwards. Okay, the Colts come out in a 3-by-1 formation here. Obviously, trips to the right, single receiver at the top of the screen. Surtain's going to play number one at the top as man-to-man coverage. You've got a two-high safety look here. The Broncos, they are in nickel, which means that there are 5 defensive backs. There you go, right there. Then you're going to get motion. And I kind of like this design, right? You get motion, which we always say as a defense coordinator, okay, hey, you have to respect motion, but it's also window dressing, right? If you get motion this way, we always tell the outside backer, you got to kiss it, right? You can't get sealed inside in case they do give a jet here, because then it's up the sideline. So what the Colts are going to do, they're going to motion Josh Downs all the way across the formation. Fake, and obviously Jonathan Taylor's going to come on the outside as well. You get man coverage here. You're going to get flow to the defensive left, and you're going to fire a screen backside here to Pittman. Now, Pittman's just going to take a step back, catch it. He's going to come out and try to block Jaquan McMillan. These guys are going to block 1001 and then try to get up to the next level. Denver is faster, though. You're going to see J-Mac. Watch this. Okay, we're going to watch J-Mac right here. We're going to watch Chris Abrams-Drain. They do a great job. This guy's going to come out here to try to block right here, and then it's just going to be, hey, I'm going to get this to Pittman here, let him work in space. Doesn't do a good job, doesn't block this guy, so Jaquan's got an alley here. Not a good angle by the receiver, so Chris Abrams-Drain does a great job taking the outside angle right here. Jaquan wraps around the legs. Chris Abrams-Drain drives through and finishes. Love that play here from the rookie cornerback and obviously J-Mac there. Now, as you can see, right, you get motion. It's window dressing. Stay outside there. You've got to respect both here. So Justin Sternad's going to play the alley here, and then you're going to have Brandon Jones, we call it. You got to play it like a banana peel inside out here, and then Surtain's going to attack the outside if that was a run given up. But because it's flow to one side, misdirection, throw back the other way, just great angles right here by J-Mac and Chris Abrams-Drain. P.J. Locke taking a great angle as well. You get a TFL here to open things up. Nice play there by the Broncos secondary. Broncos defense right here facing a 3rd and 10. Here's the first down marker. Anthony Richardson right here is going to make a fantastic play. Okay, the Broncos right here, Surtain's going to be playing this guy as man because he's a single receiver. He's just going to run, stay deep, stay over the top here. P.J. Locke's going to come down and play kind of this middle hook over here. Justin Sternad's going to play the hook to curl or curl to flat over there. And then you're going to get the same thing, a middle hook right here from Cody Barton, deep third from Chris Abrams-Drain. And then you've got, obviously, Brandon Jones kind of playing the middle of the field here. Jaquan McMillan is going to be playing the curl to flat over here on this side of the field. And then you've got your standard just 4-man rush here from the Broncos defense. What's going to happen, though, is number 2 right here at the top of the screen. He's going to make the play. He's just going to run this route. He's going to get outside, bend it in, and he's just going to really catch it in a window really right in front of Brandon Jones, underneath and in front of, obviously, Cody Barton, and then PJ's going to be able to get right here. Like, Anthony Richardson throws a great throw right here. Route concepts, you're going to get an inside release right here, and then he's going to get outside vertically. Pat's going to stay on top of it. Jonathan Taylor's going to come chip block, and he's going to release out to the flat. Justin Sternad will go out and obviously cover that and vacate that area. Number 3 right here, he's going to block 1001, release to the flat. Jaquan McMillan is going to get there and play there. We talk about this route right here, and then just vertical, obviously, from number 1 at the top of the screen here. So let's take a look at how it all goes out. Richardson right here. Right here, look, you got defender right here. Corner staying deep right here. Jaquan McMillan is playing here to the flat. Brandon Jones protecting deep here. PJ is going to be playing this hook right here while Surtain plays outside leverage. You got underneath right here from Justin Sternad. And Richardson right here is just going to deliver a beautiful throw really in this sweet spot, right inside of the linebacker, right before the safety can get there. This is just a good play by Richardson. Great play by the Colts offense. 3rd and 10, they get 22 yards on this one. That's going to happen sometimes. Broncos, their rush right here, little double team from the guard in the center against JFM. Chip release for Jonathan Cooper working one-on-one with the tackle. Chip release from Jonathan Taylor on Nik Bonitto working one-on-one with the tackle after that. And then Zach Allen against Quentin Nelson inside. That's just a beautiful football there from Anthony Richardson. Probably his best throw of the day in this game. We all knew coming into this game that Anthony Richardson is somebody you have to account for with his legs on the ground. This is a great play design by the Colts, right? They're going to have Michael Pittman Jr. He's offset. He's off the line of scrimmage here. Josh Downs is off the line of scrimmage. They're going to get motion from Downs once again. The O-line, they're all going to be down blocking here, and they're really going to be selling as if it's a run inside here to Jonathan Taylor. The Colts do a great job of showing this here, when the reality is they're actually going to bring Michael Pittman Jr. backside right here, where ideally, if they were to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor, he would be responsible for blocking Jonah Ellis right here. Instead, the look is they sell the run inside with Taylor, who does a great job selling as if he has it. Pittman's going to become a lead blocker there on the outside. Richardson's just going to pull it, and he's going to run untouched here for a 23-yard touchdown. This put the Broncos in a hole early. So watch as you get the motion right here. That's going to put Surtain over the top of the tight end. Watch the down blocks here from the offensive line. They do a really good job of selling this. I wish the Broncos had more concepts like this in a sense, right? Pittman, if you're going to hand this to Jonathan Taylor, boom, he's going to block. Instead, he's going to become the lead block guy here. Taylor sells as if he has it. So now Jonah Ellis is in a position where he's got to trail inside. Now, that's tough because now Surtain is going to attack the outside shoulder of Michael Pittman Jr., which, hey, if you know the cornerback position, you're always coached to attack the outside. You want to force things back inside. Even if you don't make the play, you're doing your job because hopefully everyone's in position to make the play. Instead, Anthony Richardson right here gashes the Broncos defense, 23 yards for a touchdown. This is a great way to look at it, right? You get the motion here. You're going to get the backside lead block right here. Just watch how the offensive line, though, here, how they all sell it. They step down, and watch how Jonathan Taylor at the top sells the handoff as if he has it. Right there, it's like, hey, he faked out a little bit, and now Jonah Ellis is like, oh, no. Now he's chasing. Pat's got to attack the outside here, which he does a great job of. It's just a tough position, especially, when you're off by even a half yard against Richardson with his legs, with his power. He's going to run it in. He scores the touchdown right here. 3rd and 5 right here for the Colts offense, and they're going to convert. They're going to get 22 yards. Now, the Broncos in man coverage. As you can see, P.J. Locke's extending out wide on the tight end right here. Chris Abrams-Drain, who's usually playing on the outside, can play in the nickel if you want him to. He's covering number 3 here, who's obviously motioning around. So this is how we identify man-to-man coverage right here. Abrams-Drain's going to go over here. So now in terms of how does this look, right? You got to have a single high safety right here protecting deep. Surtain's going to be playing anything that comes outside or right here on number 1. Jaquan McMillan's lined up here against number 2. And then you got Chris Abrams-Drain against number 2 right here in the slot. So this is how our coverage alignment is looking up right here across the board. Cody Barton King, the tailback here. If he swings out, he's going to have to pick him up. If this tailback comes backside, Justin Sternad will help out here. But if he doesn't, then that means Sternad's going to climb and get depth just to help on anything in breaking right here. So from a route concept standpoint, tight end's just going to run vertical off right here. Number 2 is just going to run the out route. Chris Abrams-Drain's going to stay on top of that. You're going to get a chip swing here from the tailback out of the backfield where Cody Barton's going to get him. And then number 2 right here, obviously Michael Pittman Jr.'s got good size. He's going to climb inside right here. He kind of gets away with, I think, a little bit of arm fighting, like a little bit of an elbow shrug that just gains a little bit of separation here from Jaquan McMillan. And then Surtain's going to cover number 1 pretty easily right here. But Anthony Richardson's going to fire this. I mean, look, you're stepping inside right here. You do have the help. Jaquan's opening up against number 2, gets a hand on. Now watch Pittman right here. Kind of gets a little bit of a hand fight. They're not going to call that. I mean, that's just competitive thing. Just a little bit of separation. Big athletic wide receiver. Anthony Richardson places it perfectly here to Pittman Jr. He's going to pick up 22 yards on 3rd and 5. So let's watch it here from the other angle, right? Broncos trying to communicate. All right, hey, motion. They're checking to see what the coverage is offensively. All right, they know it's man-to-man coverage here. Barton's going to stab and step inside to help, and then he's going to key the tailback right here, where you're going to have Jonathan Cooper. You're going to have Zach Allen rushing right here. Nik Bonitto off the edge. DJ Jones is going to be trying to really kind of create this inside penetration right here. Richardson, he has got time. Look, he doesn't panic there. He just fires that shot. Watch how perfectly placed this is, right? Right underneath the defender, right before the linebacker. Boom, perfect spot. And it's going to be a first down. You're going to give us some passes like that. Not bad coverage, just a little separation there from Pittman Jr. Brandon Jones is going to come away with an interception on this play. Now, I'm not sure if the Colts are trying to run a screenplay here. I have no idea, right? They come out in a pistol formation. You're going to bring motion across right here. Now, this motion guy, I mean, like I said, this is 2-back pistol right here. This guy's going to come out here to the flat. You're going to bring this tight end backside underneath. Alec Pierce is going to stab inside and then run a corner route. And then Michael Pittman Jr. is coming out here to block PS2. The offensive line, right, here's the line of scrimmage. The offensive line gets past it. So part of me's thinking, could this have been an eligible man downfield? Now watch. Fake the handoff right here. Tailback's going to leak this way. You got blockers right here. These guys are all setting up, and then these guys are setting up to come and release out to this side while you have Pierce running the decoy route. Flat right here, backside guy underneath. Justin Sternad's going to stab number 2. Damari Mathis is going to pick up number 1 out here, and then Brandon Jones is going to have to climb over the top here on Pierce's corner route. This just seemed like a weird play, right? If it's a screen, like it looks like this is supposed to be a screen. Nik Bonitto is going to jump up, get his hands up in the air. It looks like this is supposed to be a dump off here where these guys are supposed to get out here to the next level and try to block. Doesn't look that way. Richardson chucks the go ball right there. Brandon Jones grabs it, intercepts it, takes it away here for the Broncos defense. All right, now what do we have here? You got Jordan Jackson lined up in a 4-eye, inside shade of the offensive tackle. Cooper's going to be outside. Malcolm Roach playing the 1-tech right here, and then Zach Allen playing the 4-eye as well. Nik Bonitto coming off the edge. Ideally, I'd be trying to at least chip Nik Bonitto right here, right? But obviously, if this is designed to be a screen to get this out here to number 83, it's, hey, let's get it quick, right? There's a read. Anthony Richardson right here, he's reading Nik Bonitto. If Bonito crashes down, he's going to try to pull it and get to the outside. Now, he pulls it, and it's going to become a pass play because, look, this guy's getting up to block. These guys are all trying to get out here to set things up, and ideally Pierce would come up to try to block Brandon Jones. Bonito alters this a little bit and now forces Richardson to throw the go ball, and Brandon Jones says, I will take that. Nice takeaway, opportune time here for the Broncos defense. Great job right here by the Broncos defense. They're going to get a sack right here on Anthony Richardson, okay? Nik Bonitto and JFM, John Franklin Myers right here, they're going to get the sack. But from this viewpoint, we're going to watch the coverage, okay? Because Denver's coverage is really good across the board. Now, the Broncos, they're going to be playing man-to-man coverage right here, right? You got Chris Abrams-Drain lined up against Pierce, who's the number 1 receiver. Jaquan McMillan against number 2. Surtain lined up here against number 3, which is Michael Pittman Jr., except you're going to get not only Pat blitzing from the corner spot inside the slot, Nik Bonitto, Zach Allen, JFM, and then Jonathan Cooper on the outside. Okay, so man coverage look all the way across the board right here. Justin Sternad against the tight end right here. Cody Barton against the tailback. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have a single safety over the top. So because Pat Surtain is going to be blitzing right here, somebody has to pick up replacement in coverage. So that means he's blitzing. P.J. Locke is now playing man-to-man coverage on number 3. Jaquan McMillan still staying on number 2. Abrams-Drain on number 1. Barton on the tailback. Boom. And then your single safety over the top. Now, let's take a look at our route concepts right here. Michael Pittman Jr. and number 2, Josh Downs. These two guys, they're going to run tight right here. Pittman's going to run vertical inside. He's going to run a sit route. Downs is going to keep going across the field right here, and then you're going to get the deep over from Alec Pierce, and Chris Abrams-Drain is going to cover that. Tailback's going to swing out. Cody Barton's going to pick that up. So let's take a look at it. You've heard me talk enough. Pass rush coming. Okay, Broncos sending 5 right here. Pat Surtain off the outside edge. Bonito does a great job working inside against Quentin Nelson. JFM's going to beat his man, and now they're going to kind of collapse the pocket. Anthony Richardson's going to try to step up there. He's a big guy. He's hard to bring down, but Bonito wraps up with one arm. John Franklin Myers comes in to finish. PJ closes in here on Pittman. Good coverage here. Good coverage here. There's nowhere to go for Richardson. Coverage sack. Broncos defense gets the stop. JFM, Nik Bonitto. Nik Bonitto's got 11.5 now on the air. So watch. Now because Pat Surtain's going to be blitzed on the outside, Bonito's going to attack inside. Zach Allen's going to attack here. You're going to work the double team, and then Cooper's going to work one-on-one on the outside here. This offensive tackle is going to have to step wide, which is going to free up a one-on-one here for JFM at this point. Now, Zach Allen working one-on-one on the interior. Ideally, he's looking for Pittman. Anthony Richardson is right here. PJ does a great job climbing on top. Jaquan McMillan does a great job staying on the hip of Josh Downs right here. There's nowhere for him to go. Nik Bonitto's bringing that hand out right there. He's going to wrap around Anthony Richardson, and then JFM's going to come in and clean it up. Coverage sack there by the Broncos defense. Good play right there. Chris Abrams-Drain, the rookie cornerback out of Mizzou, is going to make a fantastic play right here. Broncos, they're going to play cover 1. P.J. Locke right here is going to be playing middle of the field. Chris Abrams-Drain's playing man-to-man coverage on number 1, which is Alec Pierce. Jaquan McMillan's playing man-to-man coverage here on number 2, which is Michael Pittman Jr. And then you've got Pat Surtain playing man-to-man on Josh Downs. Now, this is, I think, where something gets miscommunicated between Cody Barton and Brandon Jones, right? Ideally, when looking at this, Brandon Jones should be having man coverage right here on the tight end. Cody Barton's going to be man alignment against the tailback. Now, what's going to happen is tight end right here is going to run a deep crosser, and then the tailback's going to swing out. These guys ideally should either going to stay with the guy or you communicate to take inside out, which ideally on this route right here, it seems like Brandon Jones was anticipating that Cody Barton was going to pick up the tight end and that he was going to cover the tailback instead. It doesn't seem like that's communicated well. There's a miscommunication. So the tight end's going to actually come open on this play. No one's going to cover him. But the Broncos, it's not going to matter because Anthony Richardson's going to take the deep shot. Alec Pierce right here is going to run a double move, a stutter, and go. Chris Abrams-Drain does a great job of recovering. Michael Pittman Jr. is going to run across, and he's going to sit right here inside. Joshua Downs going to attack vertical and then throttle down and sit back inside. Tight end's going to run the crosser. Tailback's going to run the swing. You know the story right here, okay? We talked about it. Cover one, man coverage right here. So watch right here. It seems like between these two routes, this is where the miscommunication happens. But then we're going to watch up at the top of the screen as well on the double move. See, right there, Barton's coming to get the tailback. Brandon Jones is kind of anticipating, hey, I'm trying to pass off. Who's going to cover this guy? Because now he's going free. Anyways, aside from that, double move. We're watching the top of our screen. Great job right here. Look at Chris Abrams-Drain. Look, he doesn't bite on the double move. When Pierce hesitates, he stops his feet. But look at the angle in which he's taken right here. He's going to get in a position where he can get into the hip right here. Pierce is a big target. He's going to get in phase, and he's just going to play through the hands and knock it away incomplete. Unfortunately, Alec Pierce got hurt on this play. Hope he's going to be okay. He left the game with a concussion after this play. But let's watch the shot downfield, and we're going to watch Abrams-Drain here once again. Okay, Broncos, they're going to send 5 rushers right there. Richardson's going to load the deep ball. Now, in a situation like this, sometimes young guys panic, and they look back before they can get in position, right? You see the hand on the hip right here from Abrams-Drain, doing a great job getting in phase. You could maybe call face guarding right there. I think he's also got equal right to be able to play it. See, right there kind of justifies, hey, he's not bringing his hands up late. He's bringing it in perfectly to knock it away. Colts advocating for it. I think that's a good PBU there by Chris Abrams-Drain. This is the type of play right here the Broncos are going to have to account for it because I guarantee you teams like the Chargers, the Bengals, even the Chiefs are going to look at this play and they're going to say, hey, there's something here that we might be able to attack. Because Denver plays aggressive, right? You love that about them. The Colts right here, they're going to motion Josh Downs over. He's going to motion back across. They're going to fake the toss to the defensive right side here. They're going to fake it, and Richardson's going to boot out to his right, where Michael Pittman Jr. is going to come free on a crosser right here. P.J. Locke's protecting the middle of the field. Abrams-Drain's playing coverage here on number 1. He's playing him as man. Obviously, the Broncos right here, because Jaquan McMillan's moving with them, right? You're going to get the motion backside. He's going to go with him. Fake the toss. You create flow to one side. Richardson does a great job of selling the fake. Boots out. And now you got Pittman free on a crosser underneath. There was not an in-call here. Abrams-Drain's playing outside while P.J. Locke is playing over the top right here. So no one is covering Pittman. So Richardson dumps it off in the flat. P.J. does a great job. This is teach tape right here. Takes a great angle against Pittman. But watch, you get your head across the right side. You deliver a vicious hit. Dislodge the football. DJ Jones falls on it. Broncos, literally one play after Bo Nix threw an interception. The Broncos defense gives it right back to the offense. This is a fantastic textbook play here by P.J. Locke, but certainly the Broncos are going to want to have to account for what happened here on a miscommunication, right? Fake the toss. They sold it really well. Boot backside. Justin Herbert can do that play. This might be something the Chargers take a look at here on Thursday Night Football. Pittman's here. Nice little dump off by Richardson, but watch P.J. tracking it. Just does a great job. Boom. Ball dislodged. Violent hit. Love that. Broncos get the football. Turnovers, the key for the Broncos defense. Broncos defense going to come up with a big play right here on 3rd and 5. We're going to keep our eye right here. Jonathan Cooper is going to have a TFL on Anthony Richardson here. But the Broncos, they're playing man alignment. P.J. Locke against number 1. Pat Surtain against number 2. You got Jaquan McMillan against number 2. Chris Abrams-Drain against number 1 right here. And what you mean by that, like if you're hearing me say numbers, like, Cody, what are you talking about? Who's number 1? Like, this guy is number 1 in terms of his jersey number, but we number wide receivers from the sideline in, right? So if this guy's the outside guy close to the sideline, he's the number 1 receiver. He's the number 2. If there was a guy right here, he'd be number 3. Vice versa, right here, number 2, number 1, okay, so on and so forth. That just to help you understand what I'm saying when I say those things. Man coverage right here from these guys. Now you're going to get motion here from the tight end. He's outside. He's going to motion down to the edge of the line of scrimmage, okay? Alignment's going to stay the same here. Here's going to be your pass rush, and then man. And ideally, it looks like Justin Sternad is going to be blitzing, so actually kind of keys like Brandon Jones is going to be playing man coverage on Jonathan Taylor right here. So what they're going to do, they're going to pull the guard out here. I don't know why Quentin Nelson doesn't get Jonathan Cooper here. They're going to get this tackle who's going to down block and then climb to try to seal Cody Barton. These guys are all running routes to just kind of run the corners off, and now Jonathan Taylor is going to come to the outside. This looks like a read here. Now, he could give it to Taylor. He's looking at this point. Part of me is also feeling like he's not going to give it to Taylor because Cooper looks like he's committed to the running back. So he kind of pulls, and Jonathan Cooper runs right through him, wraps him up for a 4 or 5 yard loss here on third down. That's a big play there by the Broncos defense. Let's take a look at it from this angle. You're going to get the pull out here from Quentin Nelson, and then you're going to get the down block, and he's going to try to seal right here. Just looks like Richardson reads this one, maybe hesitates on the timing of it. At this point, with Cooper coming up right here, you would anticipate that Nelson's going to kick him out, right? If that's the case, if he kicks him out, you can hand that to Jonathan Taylor, because if he still's inside, Taylor can get upfield inside on the outside alley right there. Instead, he sees that, okay, hey, he looks like he's committing to the tailback. Now, Richardson's going to pull it. Wrong decision right there. Jonathan Cooper is there to wrap things up. The ball comes out, not a fumble, but the Broncos obviously get a stop there. Here is the play that's going to put Nik Bonitto into the driver's seat of Defensive Player of the Year. The Colts are going to motion to empty. It's going to be a quads to the left right here, and you're going to get all three of these guys are going to just come out to block right here, and then A.D. Mitchell's going to drop back and get depth here. And then they're going to try to run a backside drag with the slow-ass tight end, hoping that this play is going to develop fast enough for them to be able to capitalize on a big trick play. This was such a slow-developing play. Nik Bonitto right here is going to make a fantastic play. And he's keying, too. He's keying Richardson. He's saying, hey, wait a minute. All right, now you got to pass here. Now the idea would be maybe this guy throws this pass to the tight end. Instead, they're going to throw it backside. Pat Surtain's coming on a blitz, jumps up. I think does a great job of kind of altering that. So what is Richardson going to do? He's going to catch this and then have time to launch it to this guy. You got to be kidding me. Stupid play. Nik Bonitto's going to jump it, pick it. He's gone. Casa Bonito. Defensive Player of the Year is very much in the conversation right now, and a nice little celebration. Look at them flags. The officials don't like to have fun in today's NFL, okay? So from this angle, let's just watch Nik Bonitto. It's going to pan over to A.D. Mitchell real quick because that's where the football is going to go. Just Bonito does a great job. He stays disciplined all throughout this entire play. He's fighting through, sees the double team, and now he's keen like, hey, something looks wrong here. Pat Surtain, boom. Nik Bonitto, house call. 2 games in a row. A pick six for Bonito. They're calling it a fumble recovery. That's a pick six. That ball was thrown. 4th and 6 right here for the Broncos defense. We're going to be keeping our eye on Chris Abrams-Drain, the rookie corner out of Mizzou. Okay, the Broncos right here, they're coming out of a too-high safety look. PJ's kind of walked down right here. So actually, here's what's going to happen. Jonathan Cooper is going to be dropping back to this middle hook right here. Chris Abrams-Drain is going to be playing outside where he can play anything vertical a little bit underneath because you have over-the-top safety help with Brandon Jones. However, PJ's going to blitz. Brandon Jones is going to replace and get over the top here. Jaquan McMillan's going to get over the top as well and essentially become a safety while Coop drops to this middle hook right here. So now your routes are going to be at deep over, and you're going to get a vertical route right here. Abrams-Drain, because these guys are within 2 yards of each other in terms of their splits, you're playing it. You see how he's still outside? Like he can play the vertical if he wants, but he passes off the vertical route here to Jaquan McMillan over the top, and he's going to plant, T-step, and break on the out route right here. Great job getting 45. Look at this. He's just playing outside right here. Knows that's where the ball's going. Plays through the hands, knocks it away incomplete. Textbook coverage there by Chris Abrams-Drain. Good footwork, good hips, right? The Broncos, they're sending pressure here, trying to get after Anthony Richardson on 4th down. Watch Abrams-Drain just come through, play the hands, knocks it away, incomplete, turnover on downs. Good play there by the Rook. Pat Surtain, the second, another player who's in the conversation right here for Defensive Player of the Year. He and Nik Bonitto right now in terms of odds, they're 2nd and 3rd respectively in voting. TJ Watt's obviously number 1, but Two Broncos have a chance to make Defensive Player of the Year this year. Now, what you're going to get is a deep over here from number 2. You're going to get a vertical route here from number 1 on the defensive left side, swing from the tailback. But what's going to happen here, tight end's going to run a corner route. Number 1's going to run a little bit of an inside sit. And Pat goes to break on it. Richardson, he sees that Richardson's already hitched, ready to throw, and so he sinks underneath while PJ's over the top. He sinks underneath, and he's going to get the interception. Watch how Pat kind of drives right there, but he sees Richardson. Oh, he's going to pump. Pat, smart play, drifts back, sinks underneath, picks, takes a nasty shot here from Josh Downs. A little bit of a low shot there. Hate to see that happen to Pat, but let's watch here, right here. Richardson, he pumps, and he's like, hey, there's the corner. He's going to sink underneath. Just a beautiful play. Great bait there by PS2. 4th interception of the year. All-Pro, potential Defensive Player of the Year as well.